Hey, co-reporters, welcome back to my channel. There's some great news coming in from former Teen Mom 2 stars Chelsea Houska and Cole Deboer. As you guys are well aware, the two of them left the show in order to start their own show on the HGTV network called Down Home Fab, where they redesign properties in a fabulous way, I guess. And so at first, when their show debuted on HGTV, they were greeted with ratings of about 678,000 viewers, which I personally found to be impressive, being that I cover typically shows like Teen Mom Next Chapter, Teen Mom Family Reunion, Teen Mom 2, and The Real Housewives. And based on the ratings that those types of shows typically get, the ratings for Chelsea and Cole's show seemed incredible, right? Like some episodes of Real Housewives of Potomac this season, for example, have only gotten 700 and something thousand or 800,000. And these are ensemble casts of 6+ women. And then same thing for the Teen Mom franchise. Ensemble cast, like 6 women plus potentially, and they're getting less than half of that, like 300,000 sometimes. So to me, this was impressive, but some people were saying by HGTV standards, the show kind of flopped in its premiere. Well, listen, there's some good news here because apparently some people just weren't aware that the two of them had launched their own HGTV show. And as such, the second episode of it actually spiked by a whopping 200,000 viewers, which is funny because again, Teen Mom shows these days only get 300,000 viewers. Sometimes they drop into the 250 range. So the fact that it spiked by about the same amount of people who watch Teen Mom makes me laugh, I have to say, you guys. And I think this is so funny. This is just such good proof that they did not need to be on that show anymore. They could find something else that tickles their fancy while also kind of protects their children's privacy and no longer exploits their trauma. So kudos off to them. Now, when you add the numbers together, the initial 678,000 and whatnot, that brings us to a grand total of 850,000 people who tuned in for the last episode of the show. And listen, that's not even it, right? Typically seasons of a show have 10, 12, 14 episodes or something like that. Sometimes 8 if they only ordered a little bit, the network. But I think that we could potentially see these numbers continue to rise as people get used to Chelsea and Cole on HGTV. I'm not yet sure how people typically feel about the way that they design houses. I have seen some people who love it. I've seen some people who hate it, but that's everything in life, right? You're never going to have 100% of people who love anything. So I guess all we could do is just continue to look out for the ratings. I don't know if this is something that interests you. If you guys enjoy hearing about the ratings for the show, definitely please do let me know in the comment section so that I know that I should continue kind of reporting on that for you. But I do suspect that we will see these numbers continue to rise. One thing that I heard is that HGTV, listen, I don't work in a corporate office anymore. And when I did work in corporate offices, we did not have TV really rolling in the background. The TV would typically be off, or it would be playing commercials that we created on mute. But I have heard that certain networks like MTV, how they have ridiculousness on Constant Marathon or whatever, that might be running in the background. There might be HGTV in corporate backgrounds, or even at the dentist, or this, that, or the other. So that could continue to help boost their ratings as we go along. Listen, another thing that I forgot to add at the top of this video is that Chelsea and Cole's show even has better ratings than Janelle's shows. Remember, Janelle has shows on Amazon and Netflix. They've been flopping, viewership of 0. And here, Chelsea and Cole come running along with 850,000 viewers on their second episode of their new HGTV show. I know Janelle is pissed. She's going to have to go back and talk to her agents to figure out what they can do to bring up the viewership, bring up the numbers for their own shows. Guys, let me know what you think about this. Have you watched the show yet? I know that in my initial video, some of you guys said that you weren't even aware that it had started yet. So now that you're aware, have you watched it? Do you like their design style? Is it similar to the way that they design their primary residence? Because I know that a lot of people, myself included, I don't really care for their house. I think it's the outside. I don't like that it's all black. And the inside, I find it to be a little bit sterile as well. But I don't know. Is that something that you guys are into? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.